Alright, so I made a tier list of this, I think it was yesterday, and I felt okay about it, but I posted the tier list in a Discord server, and I was going to upload the video of me making it, but I just never got around to it. But some good points were made, and I felt the need to redo it, so I'm here doing it. I went ahead and put a few on the list, just a few basic ones to get it out of the way with. Diancie is never usable in VGC, which is the official format, so not applicable. This tier is where I put all of the basically completely outclassed ones. Garchomp, outclassed by regular Garchomp. Mega Audino, it's just worse Clefable. Mega Banette, worse Sableye. Mega Gallade, worse Gallade. Mega Sableye, it's outclassed by regular Sableye. Absol never does anything, but also probably Sableye or Grimmsnarl. Sharpedo is just much worse Dracovish. Mega Mewtwo X is worse Gallade. Pidgeot is worse pretty much any flying type, mostly like Tornadus or maybe Talonflame. Metacham, it's worse Urshifu basically. And then Altaria is what's the one? It's worse pretty much any Pixelate user. It's worse Sylveon, essentially. Pinsir is worse Mega Salamence. Latios and Latios are just worse versions of themselves. Now, here we have Mega Glalie. Mega Glalie does kind of suck. I'm going to pull it up right here. The reason why it's put in bad and not completely outclassed is these stats suck, right? 100 speed is not cutting it, and mixed attack of that nature, just 120, 120, isn't offensively threatening enough. The ability to refrigerate is pretty good, I will admit. Like boosting your ice stab by an additional 20%, that is solid. The only the only thing it really has going for it is Moody on its base form. I could see a world where someone makes a really gimmicky set where they have like Protect Glalie, just farm some Moody boosts, and then maybe they get a lucky plus speed or plus special attack. And they use Glalie to Blizzard spam. Maybe throw it on a snow team or something. I could see a world where someone makes that. But it won't be good, which is why I put it in bad. Now, Slowbro has something going for it, I think. Shell Armor is not a great ability in VGC, but that is a very strong defense stat. Not a good special defense stat, which is going to be rough, considering it will have to deal with Shadow Ball and things of that sort. But it has a good support move pool that I think is worth considering. Disable, Yawn, Rain Dance, Heal Pulse. I wouldn't say Icy Wind because it's too slow. Foul Play is solid. Body Press is huge on that 180 defense stat. That's going to do a lot. Skill Swap, you could maybe skill swap over to your maybe partner Dondozo or something of the, I don't know. Something really nasty just to make Urshifu not be able to crit through or a lucky crit. Maybe pass it all over to your Eternatus. You also have Iron Defense, and what I think is a big deal here, which is, where was it? Trick Room. Also a Helping Hand. I could see it being an okay support Pokemon. Not great, but okay. Seismitoad is the wrong one. And now, Houndoom. Houndoom, that's a respectable special attack. Not the best speed. Solar power I could see having use on a Sun team, but actually now that I think about this is just worse Chi-Yu in every way. Let me pull up, let's go ahead and duplicate this. Chi-Yu. Oh yeah, no, that is so much worse because Chi-Yu's ability activates automatically, so you can put Chi-Yu in Sun. This thing can also hold a Choice Scarf. Houndoom is completely outclassed by Chi-Yu. There's no way around that. And then Heracross. Solid base abilities, but that's not what we're looking at. That is a good attack stat. No matter how you slice it. It's good. Speed stat is awful. Bulk is lacking. Now, I believe Pheromosa mostly outclasses this thing. Significantly better speed. Actually, no, I think it completely outclasses it. I don't think there's a reason to ever use Heracross over Pheromosa. Actually, even Slitherwing probably outclasses it. Honestly, it's close. Slitherwing is not a good Pokemon, but I would say it gets outclassed. This thing gets outclassed by Pheromosa or Slitherwing, both of which are not good. So Slowbro maybe as like an obscure support Pokemon. I could see Slowbro potentially making day 2 of a regional a few times. That's about it. No, I think I should go ahead and tackle... Let's tackle Beedrill next, because Beedrill is going to be an interesting Pokemon that I have my eye on. The problem with a lot of modern Megas is they've been speed crept. Like, let me pull up a few stats. Let's pull up Salamence. Mega Salamence, 120 speed. That is not good when you have Chenpao running around with 135. You have Miraidon running around with 135. You have Fluttermane also running around with 135, but it also has booster energy photosynthesis, or photosynthesis under Sun, boosting the speed stat. This thing will outspeed and like Oko a lot of, just a ton of modern Mega Pokemon, which is going to be a huge problem. So Fluttermane is a huge issue for most Mega Pokemon. But if we go back to Beedrill, 145 has not been speed crept by Chenpao, hasn't been speed crept by Miraidon or Koraidon. Now, it does still have to worry about booster speed Fluttermane, which will likely Oko if... Actually, let's go ahead and run the calcs, because I think this is worth looking at. Let's go ahead and do... probably booster speed, right? Now let's go ahead and do booster speed. And then, what's a good? Beedrill. Mega Beedrill. Oh. Wait. Huh? Dude, that's no bulk investment. Oh, wait. There's no Shadow Ball. Wait, that's still no bulk investment. Hang on. Oh my gosh. So I'm thinking probably 250 speed plus speed. No, not minus attack. Let's do plus speed minus special attack, because this thing doesn't want to use its special attack. And I'm thinking... Let's look at your moveset. Fell Stinger probably won't be very good. Poison Jab is good for hitting the fairy types that it wants to outspeed and hit very hard. That is uninvested. Hang on. I thought this thing was good, but this is far exceeding my expectations. And then maybe we go U-turn as well. Yeah, that's not doing very much. That's to be expected. And maybe, what's a good coverage one? Well, you don't want to use coverage on this thing. Does it get Tailwind? I don't think it does, which is disappointing, but it's fine. The move pool here leaves a lot to be desired. It's not a good move pool at all. But this is very promising news. I think this is fine. And then let's do some special defense investment. Wait, why is Shadow Ball on there twice? Hang on. There we go. So maybe we do 60 in special defense. That's not bad. 60 special defense bulk to live a Specs booster speed Fluttermane and always Oko uninvested Fluttermane with Poison Jab. That's good. Let's also pull up Miraidon. Let's do Choice Specs. Terra Fairy. And this is no bulk. Let's pull up bulky Miraidon. Assault Vest. Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. This is a bulky Miraidon. And maybe max special attack. No, wait, that's... Why am I increasing special attack? This is physical. Say 200. No. No. I just don't feel like doing the math right now. There we go. That's the max EVs. Then we throw Terra Fairy. That's bulky Miraidon. Dude, what? What about Scarf? And then... Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to calc to outlive Electro Drift. Let's say Electric Terrain is down. Oh my gosh. Dude. What? Hang on. What about against Xerneas? Okay. It will struggle a bit against Xerneas, considering Xerneas will probably, let's say, just be pretty bulky. But that is not bad. That's not bad at all. Dude, I I was thinking Beedrill would be niche, but I would say Beedrill is going to be viable. I was not expecting those calcs to be so good. Dude, that was insane. Wow. You know what? Let's run a few more calcs. Let's do not best case scenario. Let's go against Chenpao. Okay, what does Sucker Punch do? Let's pull up the basic Chenpao set. Okay. Yeah, Sucker Punch will OHKO. That is to be expected. But you do still outspeed, and you could probably... I think you could even speed creep a lot of these things by going... Yeah, and that allows you to invest more in attack. Wait, that's max attack. You could throw the rest in maybe HP? That's not bad. You could definitely calc to outlive, or you could probably calc to live a Sucker Punch. Let's do... What's another good meta-relevant threat? Iron Hands. Let's do Terra Grass. Why not? That's fair. Okay. I think we drop it down to niche. I could see it being niche or viable, but I'm gonna say niche for now, because it chunks a lot of things for heavy damage. And being able to calc to live the Shadow Ball from specs? Wow. Because if they're not booster speed, you outrun them. And if they are booster speed, they won't ever KO you. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go off so long on Beedrill, but that was impressive. Okay, let's pull up Empress. Mold Breaker is not very good. That special attack is respectable, but we need to compare this to... I think Raging Bolt is the best comparison that we have. Now, that is a lower special attack stat. I'd say comparable bulk, and the speed stat here is better because of Trick Room. I could see it having maybe some tournament results, but that ability is holding it back. So I want to run a few calcs just to see. Let's pull up Mega Ampharos next to Raging Bolt. This determines if it'll be maybe niche or useless. Let's go ahead and throw maybe booster special attack. That brings things up to... That doesn't show here. Okay, that's annoying. Let's compare Dragon Pulses. Okay, so just booster energy on this thing is going to hit it for a lot harder, so I know it's not a one-to-one comparison, but you do have to keep in mind that Raging Bolt still has its items, so you could use maybe Assault Vest, right? Where Assault Vest, and then remove this, just none. Yeah, you're still tanking that. Yeah, no, I think Ampharos is just outclassed by Raging Bolt because it essentially has no ability. Well, it has some ability. I would say it's useful against Volt Absorb or Lightning Rod Pokemon, but it's not that much better. It's just use Raging Bolt basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Aerodactyl is another Pokemon that I think might be interesting. Because originally I'd written this off as pretty bad. I mean, Tough Claws, it's a good ability on a respectable attack stat, but what really is interesting to me is that 150 speed stat. That has not been speed crept. Now, typing, that leaves a lot to be desired. Actually, no, it doesn't. That's decent. I mean, the weaknesses are bad weaknesses to have, but no 4 times weakness is solid. I think Aerodactyl will be a good support Pokemon that maybe has. Yeah, because you have Tailwind, Wide Guard. What else do you have? Sunny Day, maybe Scary Face. I could see it having something going for it. But we should run the calcs just to be safe. Let's pull up Mega Aerodactyl. Against, what's a good thing to calc for? Fluttermane's a little too frail for just a solid baseline. Now Iron Hands resists it a lot. I'm having trouble thinking of a good option. Dang it. Oh, Incineroar. Yeah, let's just pull up Incineroar. And then what good moves do you have? Yeah, okay, I'm seeing the issue. No good. Hmm. You know what? Let's instead of running some calcs, let's compare some stats. Oh. Because Garganackle also has wide guard. But Garganackle fills kind of a separate role. I think what is really worth looking at is Ogerpon Cornerstone. Better ability, I would say. Comparable attack stat, worse speed stat. But Follow Me, and then Solid Ivy Cudgel, Knockoff, Woodhammer. Because I could see it being an okay support Pokemon. I'm going to go ahead and throw it in Niche because I could see a world. Tough Claws boosting the already solid attack stat. Speed that hasn't been speed crept. The biggest drawback is you have to rely on either Stone Edge or Rock Slide. Are those even boosted? Hang on, I gotta figure out their contact. Ew, giant ad. Um, what did it say there? Oh, wait, it says it there. Oh, Stone Edge is not boosted. Ooh, wait. You have no rock type moves that get boosted by Tough Claws. Because that's moves that make contact. Do you even have any... I mean, you have Wing Attack, and... I mean, Aerial Ace will never... Aerial Ace sucks. That's not a good one. Fly? Wait. You basically have to use wing attack. And that's your best stab? I'm dropping it down to maybe. I could see it being an okay support Pokemon. That's about it. Gardevoir. Let's check out Gardevoir next. Gardevoir. Pixelate. Solid ability. Speed stat, not great. Special attack stat, pretty good. I want to compare it to another fairy psychic type. Let's pull up Hatterene's stats. Okay, so yeah, it's just much better, pretty much. This is where we see if Mega Gardevoir has enough bulk. Maybe we do... Yeah, just... Okay. Now what about choice specs? How much special bulk would it take to live? That's a lot of bulk. Okay. So the issue with Gardevoir is getting outsped and basically O-code by a Specs Fluttermane, which I think is going to be a pretty consistent issue here. I think Pixelate is solid. You have, what, probably... I think this has Hyper Voice, right? Yeah, Hyper Voice, and then Expanding Force. So Hyper Voice, Expanding Force, sure, why not? Good size spam Pokemon, basically a faster, stronger Hatterene, is what I'm seeing. I'm going to go ahead and throw it in Viable. I can see it. I don't think I need to look too much further into it, but we'll go ahead and pull up Gardevoir's stats. Okay, some solid results. I am trying to avoid looking at Limitless because a lot of the past results are not going to be reflective of how the Pokemon will currently perform. Gardevoir is going to require some protection because, I mean, at the end of the day, 100's not very good speed anymore. It's outsped by a lot of things, but that's an okay enough special defense. And Hatterene does see some usage, albeit on Trick Room teams. So I don't know. I think Gardevoir will have some results, just because of the damage output. That's respectable. Moving on. Mega Mewtwo Y is a interesting one because I don't know how to gauge it. That is a preposterously good special attack stat. Respectable speed as well. But keep in mind, this is your restricted Pokemon. Is that speed going to be all that good? Biggest thing I think it has going for it would be Expanding Force spam, basically. Which is here. Yep, Expanding Force. But again, your restricted slot will be also your Mega slot. And Insomnia does not help you out. Let's pull up this thing's main contender. Calyrex Shadow Rider. Outspeeds it. Not as good of a special attack stat, but this thing can hold Life Orb, it can hold Focus Sash, it can hold Choice Specs, it can Terra, because it's very unlikely that Pokemon will be able to Mega Evolve and Terra. This thing probably also gets eaten alive by Foul Play. Let's go ahead and check. Mewtwo Y 0 attack IV against a Furograph with Foul Play. Okay, that's not bad. What about Terra Dark? That is bad. Because even Calyrex can sometimes survive that without Terra, if it's minimum attack. Wait, no, this is, I'm going to do minus attack. Okay. It's comparable to Calyrex Shadow. Unfortunately, it is pretty much outclassed by this thing. I could see a world where this thing... No, actually I can't. This thing is just worse Calyrex. Even when Mega Evolved. 194 is good special attack. But 165 plus the ability to boost, plus a better speed stat, and the ability to hold an item, I don't see it. We will go ahead and compare damage, just in case. Let's do... because you can hold Life Orb. We'll go for Life Orb. Oh, I forgot that doesn't show up here. Maybe +1? Dang it, why is it not showing the total? Yeah, I don't know how to pull up the total here. But still, I think Calyrex Shadow is going to be significantly better. So, unfortunately, I'm going to throw Mewtwo Y in completely outclassed, because I don't think it holds up. Which is disappointing. I initially had it a little bit higher up. Alakazam is kind of similar, but it doesn't pull up your restricted spot. 175, respectable. 150, that speed ties Calyrex Shadow, which is pretty good. Granted, you do have to worry about Sucker Punch, but we have... Furograph with Armor Tail, blocks priority. You have Indeedee, which I think will be Alakazam's main partner. Psychic Surge, blocks priority. Follow Me, and the normal type. I think this could be a very effective Psy-Spam user. I think it is going to be insanely strong. But Trace is not a good ability. You're just copying the foes. Now, I could see a world where it works. Inner Focus before you Mega, not bad. Use it to block Fake Out. Maybe Magic Guard to block, I don't know, Calyrex Ice Leech Seed. Doesn't this also block stat changes? No, it's just indirect damage. That's I'm thinking of Magic Bounce. Okay, Magic Guard is not good. So pretty much you would want to use Inner Focus, and then when you Mega Evolve, Trace. Suppose you could copy Intimidate, lower the opponent's attack. There's different things you could do, but that's a respectable attack. Some good Psy-Spam users right now, or not right now. I think Calyrex Shadow is the best comparison. That's a better special attack. Same speed, so you don't get outsped. Worse ability, though. Mewtwo Y was completely outclassed by Calyrex Shadow because it was a restricted. This is not a restricted. Let's take a look at Mega Alakazam. Throw Expanding Force on here. With Psychic Terrain up. Okay, that's not doing much against Calyrex Shadow, but that's... Wait. And you would have to run a plus speed nature just to not get outsped by anything in O code. Let's try... Iron Hands is pretty bulky. It is also weak to it. So we will just get a good read on it here. Iron Hands, I should pull up a Assault Vest set. That doesn't OHKO, but it's respectable enough. Maybe. Depends on how it holds up against other Pokemon. It's a good... I'm trying to think. Urshifu's not a good one, because that would just... it'd probably die. Fluttermane. Because Fluttermane is going to be a threat. Because Booster Speed threatens to outspeed an OHKO. Oh. Hang on. Oh, is Alakazam not good? Fluttermane is bulky, so... This is kind of worrying. Huh. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's not... That's pretty bad. Huh. I don't like that. Oh, Ursaluna. That's probably a solid comparison. Let's take a look at... Oh. No. I don't... This is looking bad. Okay. You know what? You might suck. Huh. Well, I did not see that coming. I thought it would be fairly solid. Let's pull up Zamazenta. Ooh. Devastating. Ogerpon. Sure, we do. That does not OHKO Ogerpon? Dude, this thing is just bad. I'm gonna put it in maybe because, to be fair, I'm not judging it with Helping Hand, which you would likely be getting the support of. But yeah, that's incredibly disappointing. I was hoping that would be a lot better. I think Armarouge is a good comparison. Yeah, because Armarouge can run an item and set Trick Room. If Alakazam could hold an item, it would be a devastating Expanding Force sweeper, but it can't, so I think it goes in maybe. Perhaps throw it next to a Chi-Yu, or give it a Helping Hand boost. It could maybe pick up some KOs, but as it is, no. Swampert is what I want to look at next. Mega Swampert has Swift Swim. 70 speed is not great, but with Swift Swim, it becomes a lot better. 150 attack? Solid. Let's look at a comparable Swift Swim user. Basculegion. Basculegion, 112 attack. Little higher speed, but less attack. Swampert has the potential to be a lot more devastating than Basculegion. I'd say it has comparable bulk, maybe better bulk. No, it has better bulk. Maybe even better typing. I think it could be threatening. And another, I'd say, good comparison is Seismitoad. Swift Swim user, a little bit higher speed, less attack. This has seen some competitive usage, but it's not in Gen 9, so I don't know for sure. I want to look at Swampert's results. That's not great. Let's confirm, just to be safe. Throw Raina. Probably, okay, that's solid. And Miraidon because I'm feeling like Miraidon. Under Rain, you do outspeed. Maybe we try Earthquake. That is very undesirable. Okay. I don't feel like doing too many calcs on it, but I'm going to say niche. I think it'll be... No, I'm going to throw it in maybe. A big downfall for a lot of these Pokemon is just not being able to output enough damage because the lack of an item. No, I just don't think it can do the same amount as Basculegion, because Basculegion can run Choice Band. It can use Terra Water. I just don't see it, unfortunately. Lopunny, I think, is worth looking at also. Mega Lopunny gets the ability Scrappy. Allows you to hit ghost types. It also gets Fake Out. Fake Out Fluttermane, you turn out. Fake Out Calyrex Shadow Rider if it's not the Covert Cloak variant. Pivot out. You can low kick a lot of threats. The stats are okay. Speed ties a lot of the things you would be worrying about, but at the end of the day, it is still Mega Lopunny. I'm gonna put it in maybe. I could see it. I don't need to run the calcs because someone informed me that Kangaskhan, which I had initially ranked pretty low, base form also has Scrappy. And it has Fake Out. That's pretty good. Parental Bond, still fairly solid. The speed stat, not the best. Attack stat, not the best. But Scrappy with Fake Out is still pretty good. I'll run some calcs on it later in the video. Camerupt is one that I would like to take a look at right now. Because I think Mega Camerupt, Sheer Force, it's okay. Not a bad special attack stat. Really good speed. What else does this thing have? I mean, Eruption, quite solid. Lava Plume, honestly not too bad. We'll start running some calcs just to see. I think this will be comparable to Torkoal. Let's actually pull up Torkoal right now. Same speed, much worse special attack. But it does set up the sun, and doesn't require a Mega Evolution. Camerupt, Mega. Let's do Eruption and Lava Plume. Against... Let's try Calyrex Ice. Why not? Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh wait, rain is still up. Okay, yeah. I got worried for a second. Eruption is still going to be doing more. Maybe throw this on a team with Torkoal. Actually, I would not recommend that. It feels like it's sort of a side grade to Torkoal. I mean, sure, you get Earth Power, which... not too bad. We've seen that work out with Landorus Incarnate. That's still good. Let's try Miraidon. Assault Vest. Okay. Not awful. Miraidon Specs. Okos. Okay. Iron Hands. Maybe... yeah, AV. Why do I have Psychic Terrain up? Yeah, that's... I don't know. I could see it being niche, because I do believe it has had some results. Yeah, okay. I think it's like a side grade to Torkoal, basically. Maybe slightly worse, maybe slightly better. I am going to move it down to maybe, because Torkoal can run an item, and doesn't burn your Mega. I can't remember, does Gardevoir require... like, should I bump Gardevoir down? I don't remember. Okay, that is respectable. And good enough bulk. This thing is like Fluttermane side grade. Better special attack, same special defense, worse speed, requires your Mega. It is just side grade Fluttermane. It's just side grade Fluttermane. There's nothing else to say about it. It's Fluttermane, but with Psy Spam, right? Wow. Psy Spam Fluttermane, that's disappointing. I'm going to compare them side by side, because I don't think I did that initially. Dude, this thing... it's just Fluttermane, but worse. Why would you... Wow, I calced it against Fluttermane. Why did I never make this comparison? It is worse Fluttermane. Because Fluttermane can run Specs or Booster Energy to boost that special attack stat higher than this. This burns your Mega. Sure, you get Hyper Voice, but this gets Dazzling Gleam. I'm disappointed in myself for that. I apologize, guys. Gyarados. That's worth looking at. Gyarados, yay. Intimidate. Solid. We like that. Mold Breaker, not good. Attack, respectable. Speed, pretty bad. I'm going to take a look at something. Okay, I was worried. I should calc B-drill against... Yeah, hang on. B-drill... Urshifu. Rapid Strike. Let's do the standard VGC Glass Cannon. No, let's do Urshifu Rapid Strike Scarf. Plus speed minus special attack. Okay, yeah, so you do get outsped by Scarf Urshifu. Yeah, there's no way you're surviving that with Mega Beedrill. Okay, that is a concern. I do think I keep it in niche just because of those insane calcs earlier. Gyarados, on the other hand, honestly, that attack stat is not what it used to be in comparison to Urshifu, which has Surging Strikes to always crit. Dude, those defenses are, like, on the physical side, very similar. Worse speed, better special bulk, but I don't know. I think the biggest deciding factor for me is, does it die to it? Oh, wow. And you have to worry about, like, Fluttermane now? And Koraidon? Dude, this thing is washed. Gyarados is going in the maybe tier at best. I don't... Does it even deserve to be there? Let's check Basculegion. I mean, worse attack, but you get Swift Swim to outspeed this thing. What about Ogerpon? Wellspring. Okay. I'm actually going to move it up to niche, because it has had some solid results. Let's take a look at Gyarados' results. Those are solid results. On a rain team, I could see that being... No, it's... I don't even think it deserves to be niche, because just use Urshifu. Or Choice Banded Basculegion. In fact, I think it's completely outclassed by every other water type we have now. Yeah, no. Steelix, I think, is a interesting one, because this has been historically incredibly bad. Let's pull up Steelix. Mega Steelix. No major results at all. That is 0. When you look at the stats, you can kind of see why. This typing, no favors into Urshifu. But, let's take a look. No bulk investment, you survive Surging Strikes off of a Choice Scarf. That's not bad. But, this thing does get Body Press, which is pretty powerful coming off of a 230. Also 30 speed, good for Trick Room. 125 attack is Sand Force, honestly, you might as well not have it. Pretty much useless ability. I don't see why you would use it. Steelix. Body press, body press. Yep, body press. High horsepower, sure. Earthquake, why not? Wide guard is really good support, actually. Okay, wide guard, body press. You know what Steelix is doing? Mega Steelix is basically going to fill a similar role to, is it Bastiodon? Yes, Bastiodon. But probably a bit better. Same speed, better bulk on the physical side, but this has 2 4x weaknesses. Now you do get Heavy Slam here, but do you get Heavy Slam as well? Gyro Ball. That's better. Niche. I think Steelix is a side grade to Bastiodon, maybe even an upgrade. Actually, I think it is an upgrade. Yeah, no, it's just a better Bastiodon. And Bastiodon has already had some success as a worse version of Zamazenta. We can pull up Zamazenta as well. Now, those stats are a lot better than Steelix. I'm not going to lie and say that they... Oh, no, it's... Ooh. Steelix is worse than Zamazenta. But it's not a restricted. And I think having it be a wide guard, body press bot, essentially, it's valuable. It does get Heavy Slam. Heavy Slam or Gyro Ball. Let's pull up the calcs against Xerneas. Gyro Ball. That is incredibly disappointing. What about Fluttermane? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to throw it in niche. I could see it being solid. Aggron is another one that might be getting a bit of an upgrade. 230 defense. Filter. It is basically just Steelix, but different skin. Right? Look at those stats. They're basically the same. Slightly better ability. That is Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Let's pull up Gen 8. Steel Roller, Heavy Slam, solid. Iron Defense, I think you don't need that. Next slide. If this thing gets Wide Guard, that is huge. If it doesn't, I think it's just worse. Body Press, going to be solid. Superpower, probably not. Do you get Wide Guard? Oh, I don't think you do. Is Aggron in Gen 9? No, it is not. Okay. Have you ever gotten Wide Guard? Okay, so basically, Aggron goes in maybe. Aggron is worse than Steelix. Actually, I would go as far as to say it is completely outclassed by Steelix. They fill a similar role, but Steelix has Wide Guard, Aggron does not. Simple as that. Now, Tyranitar is another one I want to take a look at, because I'm not quite sure what to think of Tyranitar. Mega Tyranitar can set sand, but Tyranitar has been struggling recently. It does not have too many great results. That is a respectable upgrade. Speed is still horrendous. I don't see how Mega Tyranitar survives in a format with Urshifu Rapid Strike, or Zamazenta, or even Ogerpon. I don't know, I don't see it. Sand usage has fallen off a cliff. It is currently the worst weather in the game. It's not even close. Let's do Glass Cannon. Yeah, that's... Hold on. If you go... Can survive Surging Strike. You still died at close combat. Let's pull up Ogerpon Wellspring. Wellspring in VGC. Blank set, why not? Ivy Cudgel and Woodhammer. Okay, wait. Rillaboom, I think, is the real question here. Okay. Tyranitar manages to improve on pretty much every spot that regular Tyranitar has been failing recently, but at the end of the day, it is still a Tyranitar. I could run the stats and calcs, but honestly, it's just upgraded Tyranitar. That speed set is not helping it whatsoever. Although I have been calcing on that really good physical defense stat, I think we need to take a look at the special defense against Fluttermane. Wow. Okay. You know what? I'm bringing it up to niche. I think it it has some usage. Potentially. Abomasnow. It's not great, but being able to set Snow Warning again, solid. If you want to set up Aurora Veil, why not? Its problem is Ninetales. Alola Ninetales, I don't know, it's faster. I mean, it's got better stats, I'll give it that. Abomasnow. Yeah, it doesn't have any good results, and if you're going to run Trick Room, you might as well run Cali Ice, or maybe even Glastrier. Yeah, I mean... Its bulk is okay, the fire weakness is really bad, that speed set is not ideal at all. I honestly do not feel like running Calcs on it, but I'm gonna throw it in maybe. I think it has a lot of issues. Simple enough. Skizor is something I initially ranked to be pretty low on the list. because it has not been having success recently. And I mean, Technician's good, but it's not that much better from base Skizor, right? It's genuinely incredibly comparable. But it does have Bullet Punch, which is good into Fluttermane. My big issue is it really even that much better than maybe Choice Band? Yeah, 20 more attack, 40 more defense, 20 more special defense, 10 more speed. It's an upgrade. I just don't know how useful that upgrade will be when you have Pokemon like, oh, what's a good bug type? I was about to say Lokix, but Lokix is not good in VGC. I'm trying to think of a good comparison. The only thing of Zamazenta is a good steel type, but there's not really many good bugs. And when you got Terrabug Iron Hands, I guess. Let's pull up Skizor just to give it a good test. Mega Skizor against Bullet Punch. Oko's Fluttermane. Not bad. Does regular Skizor do that? It does not. Not even close. What happened? Oh, it went down to Swarm. No, Technician. Yeah, because that also Oko's Fluttermane. So I just don't see the point. Choice Specs Miraidon. I don't know. Just run Choice Band, right? Mega Skizor. It's got good results, I suppose. I don't know. Skizor itself has been struggling a lot recently. So if regular Skizor is having issues and this is just slightly better Skizor, I don't know. I'm throwing it maybe, because I genuinely don't know. Skizor has been struggling a lot. Has not been winning many tournaments. Maybe it was good in Reg F. I didn't really play much of that. Does it live Urshifu is the real question I should be asking. Urshifu, Rapid Strike, Glass Cannon. It does. Okay. I'm moving it up to niche. I think it has good potential, not great. Lucario. Mega Lucario, adaptability. Okay, stats. Adaptability is pretty huge, though. Could run Calm Mind, Vacuum Wave for priority. That's not bad. You could run Extreme Speed. You could run Close Combat. I believe it has Swords Dance. Yep, Swords Dance. Flash Cannon. You could go either way with it. I think it's... Would I say it's viable? I'm going to compare it to Urshifu's stats. and we'll see from there. Better attack and an ability that boosts fighting type moves, and better speed. I mean, it can't hold a scarf, but that's still impressive. So I'm going to move it up to viable. I think this is our first one that will see good tournament usage. Manectric is a interesting one. I've been avoiding talking about this one because I think it is one of the biggest winners of everything changing like this. Lightning Rod. That can redirect to Miraidon. Not ideal speed, but Mega Evolve it. Intimidate. That is speed tying a lot of threats. Now, Mega Manectric has had results that are pretty solid, I'd say. Yeah, those are good results. But we will run a few calcs, just because. Mega Manectric. Against, I think, Miraidon is the main usage here. Right? What moves does it get? Thing. Oh, wait. Oh. Its abilities are great for support. I just don't know if it does that much offensively or defensively. It's just there for its abilities, pretty much. Sceptile is the other Volt Absorb Pokemon I want, or Lightning Rod Pokemon I want to look at. Because this thing gets... Yep, Lightning Rod. Sceptile, Lightning Rod, huge. Outspeeds Miraidon, outspeeds Fluttermane without booster energy. Respectable. I like it. Sceptile against Miraidon. Now, I don't think it gets Draco Meteor, which is a huge downside. Let's do Dragon Pulse, Leaf Storm, because I do believe it gets Leaf Storm, right? Yep. Leaf Storm. Dragon Pulse. Dragon Cheer is okay support. No Draco Meteor is hurting it a ton, because throw max special attack on this thing. You know, let's say they're speed nature. You do need to run a plus speed nature on this thing. Plus speed minus attack. There we go. Dragon Pulse still doesn't OHKO. That is a issue. That is not good at all, because you still get OHKO'd by Dazzling Gleam or Draco Meteor. That's bad, but if it's choice locked, you nullified the Electro Drift, you nullified the Volt Switch, and I believe Lightning Rod does that. Yes. So if you are +1, suddenly you're KOing. And I think the biggest thing that it has going for it is Shed Tail. Free substitute on a Pokemon that outspeeds most relevant threats. It even outspeeds Chenpao, which you're worried about with that ice weakness. I think it goes inviable. Good support. Shed Tail pivot over to a sweeper. Nice. Has good potential. Another one with potential, Blastoise. Let's take a look at Blastoise. Those stats leave a ton to be desired. Those aren't good stats. Mega Launcher. Sure. Decent boosts, but Water Pulse is your only real coverage move here. As like with your stab. It's just 90 power. That's not good. Do you get Aura Sphere? Aura Sphere? You do. And Dragon Pulse. Okay. Dragon Pulse, Aura Sphere. That's good. And you also get Shell Smash. With no White Herb, you cannot cure the defense drop. And that's not great bulk. But you still have the chance to sweep if you play things well enough. Blastoise. Let's do Mega Blastoise. Do you get Ice Beam? I believe you do. Icy Wind. Ice Beam. Yep. Let's try... Do you just forego your Water Stab entirely? Because 90 is not great. No, I think that'd be... Actually, I think you do. I'm not sure. But after a +2, +2... Oh, wait. Okay, I was about to say, are you not... You wouldn't even need to do max. You could... What outspeeds Cali Shadow? Regular set. Ooh. That's kind of nasty. Okay. You need to get the Shell Smash off, but if you do, you can sweep. I think it'll be respectable. I don't really want to run the calcs on it. I just think that Shell Smash, you're going to have to respect it. Blaziken has had some niche usage over the years, and I think it's worth looking at. Mega Blaziken. Speed boost. Good attack stat. Speed gets boosted. So far, so good. Now, Blaziken has had some good results next to Bisharp. Let's pull that up. See? Bisharp. Because Bisharp has Defiant. But now we have King Gambit. Better Bisharp. Throw these two next to each other. Could be a respectable combo. But Blaziken now has to compete with Urshifu Rapid Strike. Which, I don't know. That bulk's not doing it too many favors, but I think it has a shot. I'm going to throw it in niche just because you're going to need to get that speed boost. But once you do, you can start outspeeding a lot of things and hitting them for... Actually, is that even that hard anymore? Mega Blaziken, and then... Wait. Okay. Honestly... I don't know. I genuinely don't know if that's good anymore. Can you survive a Fluttermane Dazzling Gleam? You can. What if it specs? That's with no bulk. Okay. Let's do Flare Blitz. And Iron Hands. Close combat. And Brave Bird. Okay. 2 hitting Iron Hands is not ideal. Calyrex. Ice Rider. Calyrex Ice would be... Because ideally you want to run this thing as a glass cannon. Say it already has +1 speed. That outspeeds a lot of relevant threats. You can go plus attack. That still doesn't Oko? That's pretty bad. What about Miraidon? Choice specs. Do outspeed, which is good. You don't even Oko. I think it deserves niche. Venusaur is another interesting one, because Venusaur has had some really good results as well. Not as good as I remembered. Still though, Chlorophyll, with Sleep Powder as well. Good speed stat. Sleep the opponent. Not bad. And the ability to Mega, with Thick Fat you get some extra bulk. But we aren't doing closed team sheets anymore, which is a huge loss for it. Chlorophyll was super nice to have. Unfortunately, now we have... what was it? Lilligant. Hisuian Lilligant, Chlorophyll. Much faster, and can use coaching. I don't know. I think it's been mostly outclassed as a Chlorophyll user, but that's base Venusaur. Thick Fat, this bulk is not good anymore. Let's pull up another bulky Pokemon. Dondozo. Bad example. Is it? Let's pull up Iron Hands. I think Iron Hands is a better example of bulky. I don't know, the HP stat is really holding it back. And this thing can't hold Assault Vest, so... Let's even pull up Wo-Chen. Why not? Just because. Dude, you're like matching Wo-Chen and bulk without being able to hold an item. Honestly, I think it's washed. I think it's outclassed. If you want something bulky, you have better options that aren't Venusaur. As a Chlorophyll user, it's outsped by, or it's outclassed by both Lilligant and Jumpluff. Look at that. You can set really fast Tailwind. If you want a bulky grass type, you can run Wo-Chen. Not great unless you can Terra it. It has solid results there, and a better ability. You could probably even run Ting-Lu over it. That's really good bulk. Venusaur, honestly, it would be good bulk if it could hold the Assault Vest, or get some sort of defensive boost from terrain, or even a weather condition, but it can't. Thick fat is good to reduce fire and ice, which basically removes its fire and ice weakness, giving it just flying and psychic. That is good. Well, it shows it here, basically. But you do have a lot of competition. Very stiff competition. There's one that just came to mind, and I forgot it. What was it? It wasn't Iron Hands. Not Tinglu. Yeah, honestly, the bulk just doesn't cover it. So I think Venusaur completely outclassed. Not much of a reason. Just use something else. Now, these are what are considered some of the best Mega Evolutions in the game. Or at least they were. Now, biggest fall off I think is going to be Gengar. I'm putting it in viable. Gengar was considered one of the best. Look at that speed stat. Outsped. Not even good special defense. You can't run an item either. So let's just take a look at this. A funny little look. Mega Gengar versus... Oh my gosh, you still get... You get outsped and O-code by Miraidon. Flittermane. Glass Cannon. Outsped and O-code. What if you max bulk? Okay. Sure, you can survive. But what if they run Choice Specs? Ooh, scary. Ooh. Yeah, no, you are never living that. And you don't want to invest too heavily into bulk on an offensive Pokemon like this. Now let's throw max special attack on Gengar. And then throw Shadow Ball on as well. Let's do... You would probably want to run plus speed on this thing. It just barely OHKOs. And that's Fluttermane, who you're never outspeeding. You also get outsped by Chi-Yu with a Scarf. Chi-Yu is something I haven't brought up too much yet, but I think it's worth looking at. Yes. Yeah, you're never outspeeding that. Dark Pulse, OHKOs. That's essentially max bulk. Okay. I do want to go back to Venusaur, because I just remembered. Let's compare this thing to Amoonguss. Better bulk. That is actually fair. But Amoonguss has better utility. What about Brute Bonnet? Not bad. But I do think Gengar has fallen off a lot. The biggest reason to use Gengar is going to be Shadow Tag. Because the only other user of Gengar is going to be Gothitelle, who has... Oop, the wrong one. Gothitelle also has Shadow Tag. These stats are much better, and Gothitelle has had some usage on Wolfie's Perish Trap teams. Unfortunately, Gengar cannot hold a Focus Sash, or... It doesn't need Covert Cloak because of the Ghost typing. So I do think it'll have some good results. I think it is solid, but I don't think it's top tier just because it is missing 6 speed. If it had 6 more speed, it would be elite. But it's not. This thing gets outsped by so many threats. Even Chien-Pao. Let's do Glass Cannon. Crunch. dead. Sucker Punch, dead. There's no way around it. Salamence. Fun Pokemon. Also considered one of the best. Aerial 8 strong ability. But again, that's not a good speed stat. Good, like, offense, but how much is that going to hold up? Mega Salamence versus... Yeah, that's not... Let's go ahead and give it best case scenario on all of this. Max bulk, you're still dying to an Icicle Crash. Probably even going to die to an Ice Spinner, right? Yeah, okay. And what, you're going to run probably Hyper Voice, Double Edge, assuming that you're a mixed set, because Salamence used to be able to get away with mixed sets, correct? Yeah. Probably plus attack. Sure, Double Edge does good damage there. What about Specs Miraidon? O-Code. Fluttermane. Basically O-Code, this is max bulk, basically. That's not good. It's just really bad. It's horrendous, in fact. I think you might be better off running Roaring Moon over Mega Salamence. Let's check out Roaring Moon. Comparable offense. Slightly lower speed by 1 point, but you get booster energy on this thing. You get stab knockoff on this thing. Sure, those flying type moves are going to be devastating. That speed stat, not good enough. The bulk, you're dying to a ton of relevant threats. Let's even pull up Koraidon, because why not? I think Koraidon Glass Cannon. Double Edge, sure. Okos. Koraidon doesn't hit you too hard back. Sure, why not? Calyrex Ice Rider. It's another relevant threat you'll have to worry about. You two-hit it. That's not good. It's going to OHKO you with Glacial Lance. But hey, that's not fair. 4 times super effective. Let's pull up Calyrex Shadow Rider. Oh, that's not bad. You get to OHKO. Nice. That's something. But you still get outsped. Oops. This is Focus Sash. This is if you're running max bulk. What if you're not running max bulk? Oh wait, this is not even max special defense. Let's say, drop this. Okay. It's pretty good. I'll give you that. I mean, I don't know. I want to say Salamence has the potential to be good. But that speed stat, you get outsped and hit so hard by so many things. That Double Edge is going to be devastating, hitting so many targets. But if you get outsped and O-Code by Sash Fluttermane, Moonblast O-Codes you, unless you have a ton of bulk. Chenpao outspeeds and O-Codes. No way you're surviving that. What other relevant threats are there? Even outside a restricted format, because Mega Evolutions are going to be used outside of that, likely. Let's check out Iron Hands. Iron Hands is a pretty solid guy, pretty bulky. Double Edge does not OHKO. And Wild Charge doesn't OHKO you either, so that's good. But that's if you're 0 bulk, right? It has potential. I think it goes in niche, though. I think Salamence fell off hard. Because at least Mega Gengar has a useful ability. Mega Salamence has a devastating attack stat. No doubt. 145 isn't fantastic, but throw that on top of the stab from flying and the additional power boost from Aerialate on a double edge, you're going to be doing good damage. No way about it. But you have other Pokemon with Photosynthesis, right? Is it really that much better? I don't know. Because at least Roaring Moon can use Photosynthesis boosted speed, set up Tailwind, can Dragon Dance Sweep, it can use Stab Knockoff. Could even use, I think it's Lockjaw to trap the opponent. You can use Terra Flying Acrobatics. Really strong. Salamence does have a stronger double edge than Roaring Moon has Acrobatics. But still, you don't have to use your Mega on this. I think Salamence is niche. I don't think it's outclassed, but I think it's going to struggle a lot to keep up. Now, Charizard. Let's look at Charizard X. Tough Claws. I don't know. 100 speed's not doing it. Attack stat is fine, maybe. I mean, you got some options. You can go for a Swords Dance or Dragon Dance Sweep. You can Belly Drum Sweep. That would be hype. We aren't outspeeding enough. Physical defense is respectable. But I think the real tell here is going to be against Urshifu. Scarf Urshifu, or Urshifu specifically. Charizard X against... Let's take a look at Urshifu. Oh, wrong one. Urshifu Rapid Strike. Choice locked. Okay. That's not bad. I can admit, that's pretty solid. But what does Charizard X do that other Pokemon can't? Tough Claws? Useful. Not going to deny that. But what is it doing? That's what I'm not quite sure of. Honestly, it also feels comparable to Roaring Moon. But I don't think it's completely outclassed either. A better comparison would be... Koraidon's not fair, actually. Because Koraidon is a restricted Pokemon. I don't think that's a good comparison. Garchomp has not been relevant in a while either. There are some good fire types that have been relevant. Chi is a special attacker, and Charizard X is going to want to be a physical attacker. No doubt about that. Charizard X. It's had some results. I could see it doing something in the future. But I don't think it'll be able to eat an Ogerpon Ivy Cudgel, will it? Yeah, no, that thing dies. But not fair. Super effective hit, right? Does it? I'm trying to rack my brain, think of any comparable thing that we have to it, but I'm just drawing a blank. I don't think it does too much uniquely. 130 is good, but it's not that good when you can't hold an item. Tough Claws will help a lot. You can get a stronger, probably Dragon Claw boosted. You know what? Let's just take a look at what Tough Claws does boost. Oh, it does not have a list here. Okay. Boosts probably Flare Blitz. Yep. Okay, that's actually really good. Probably want to do plus speed. Flare Blitz, maybe. I don't think you would want to run Outrage, because getting locked is going to be devastating. Probably Breaking Swipe for support. Breaking Swipe. Dragon Claw. And then Dragon Dance. First setup. Probably wouldn't run this exact set. This is just... You know what? We'll also figure out what's good coverage on this thing. Probably run... Honestly, this is not good coverage. Yeah, no, you don't run coverage on this thing. This could be pretty respectable. Give it a +1, +1. This is best case, obviously. It's doing a lot. Wow, that's doing a lot. Okay. What about against a resisted hit like Miraidon? Dragon Claw is pretty good there. What about Fluttermane? Okay. Wait, that's 0 bulk. What about against Specs? Okay, no, Moonblast is still... I don't know. I could see it. I'm going to put it in viable. I'm dropping it down to niche. I think it has good opportunities. I'm moving it up to viable, actually. I do think it has a lot of things going for it, but I don't think it'll be elite or used on too many things, or too many teams. Charizard Y is usually considered to be better than Charizard X. Drought, fantastic for weather control. Throw it on a Sun team. Good special attack stat. Not great speed. My worry is Charizard Y. Again, you know, Fluttermane, why not? Shadow Ball's tanking your health pretty hard. Want to run plus speed. Probably Heat Wave. Maybe... I think you get Eruption, right? No, you probably don't even run Eruption because of the speed issue. Let's do... my voice is hating me right now. I think you get Solar Beam. And then... honestly, that's probably about it. I guess Weather Ball is pretty good. Weather Ball and... Scorching Sands would be good coverage. Scorching Sand. Okay. That's not bad. That is max attack. What about against... Urshifu, Rapid Strike. I think, again, Choice Scarf is... Okay. That is pretty good bulk, actually. Yeah. Ogerpon Cornerstone is a huge concern for your team, though. Weather Ball is doing a lot here. Okay. No, I do think... I think Charizard Y is up to top tier. I think it's good, but... Would I put it in top tier, though? Because it does get outsped by a lot. Wait, hang on. Ogerpon outspeeds it? I was just looking at the damage output. I forgot about the speed stat. Yeah, no. I was not being fair with it. I was just looking at the attack. I forgot completely about speed. Yeah, that's not... I need to be fair. Okay. Chimpow. Glass Cannon. Crunch hits you for pretty hard. Fine. It's another... I wouldn't say bundle would be even relevant. No, not Gambit. My brain is like breaking from going for so long. Okay. I need to think. Okay, come on. Electric types. Okay. We have not looked at Raging Bolt in a while. Oh, Thunderclap. That's going to be annoying. And it does get the booster special attack. Because you're setting the sun. So Thunderclap is gonna... It's gonna be a pain. Especially if it does like Terra Electric or something. You're dead. And then... You have Prankster Weather Setters to worry about, like... Tornadus. Could run. Prankster Rain Dance. I don't know, I got blindsided by like the raw damage output that I didn't... I completely forgot about the speed stat. Kangaskhan, I do think, goes up into top tier. Now, in my original tier list, I had Lopunny pretty high up because of the scrappy fake out. Kangaskhan, whatever. Scrappy fake out is good. Actually, let's check this. Big issue for a lot of these is just going to be Urshifu. Oh, wait. Yeah, close combat murders you. Let's do bulky. I'm going to do best case scenario for you. Why not? There's no way you're going to have all this bulk. Close combat still hits you pretty hard. Maybe Zamazenta. This is not a fair comparison, but just for demonstration, that's going to hit you hard. And there's no way you wouldn't I mean, realistically, I think this is a good amount of bulk. I don't know how much they usually ran, but let's just say, yeah. They're gonna get wrecked by so many fighting moves and outsped so fast. So you got Urshifu to worry about. You have other megas with fighting stab. A lot of things run coverage, which is fighting, which would also be pretty strong. Oh, Fluttermane. What is Beck's Fluttermane? Okay. What about no bulk? That's not bad. Okay. I think it goes inviable. I could see it being good. I don't think it's going to be elite just because of that speed stat. Now, Mawile is the biggest benefactor of all this. Intimidate on entrance. Solid utility. Mega Evolve, get huge power. Doubles your attack stat. That's a good attack stat to be doubled. 50 speed. You're doing really well in the Trick Room Speed Wars against Calyrex Ice Rider. So let's do Mawile. Mega Mawile, you want to do minimum speed plus attack minus speed. Against Calyrex Ice Rider. Let's do bulky. Mawile gets... You would probably want to do Play Rough. Play Rough, Crunch, Sucker Punch, and probably Protect. But what coverage options do you have, just in case? You might want to do Swords Dance as well for extra setup. No, you would want Steel move as well, like Steel coverage as well. So you probably drop Crunch for Iron Head. I'm gonna do Max Attack. Okay, that's not bad. You do eat those Glacial Lances. But what if it is the high horsepower set? That does not OHKO. That's good. Iron Hands is another Trick Room threat you have to worry about. You're also speed tying Iron Hands. Silt Vest. You OHKO with Play Rough? Wow. Ursaluna. Base Ursaluna. We're gonna do Guts Attacker. Earthquake does OHKO, and you don't threaten to OHKO it. So that is something you would want to probably throw some physical bulk in. You still don't survive. Okay. That is fair. Ursaluna is a weakness for your team. Wait. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's so much worse. Ursaluna, definitely an issue. Don't want to fight an Ursaluna? That's fair. But I do think this coverage is pretty good into Calyrex Ice Rider. Well, the bulk isn't fantastic, it's enough. Huge power is giving you just a insane physical attack stat. If you can get off like maybe a coaching, or even a sword stance, you're OHKOing everything. I'm going to pull up Mawile's results here. That's still pretty solid. What other things are in the speed tie war? I forget. There's another one. It's another one of 50 speed. Yep. Ursaluna, devastating matchup for you. So, do you want to avoid Ursaluna? But, hang on. Grassy terrain. That blocks Earthquake, but then you would need Follow Me. Okay, no, that's fair. Still though, if you have Mega Mawile on the field with your Kelly Ice Rider, that's a lot of offensive pressure. There's no real switch into that. So I'm gonna put Mawile in top tier just because it doesn't feel speed correct. The offenses maybe aren't the most insane, but it's pretty good. We can even test against Fluttermane, right? Let's do Fluttermane. Oko. You don't get Oko'd back. Urshifu, Rapid Strike. We do Glass Cannon. You don't get Oko'd, you Oko back with Play Rough. Those are pretty significant calcs. Not Raging Bolt. That's another bulky Pokemon. Dondozo. I'm gonna check Dondozo. I hate Dondozo. It's really annoying. But, whatever. Oh, wait, that's not getting to Dondozo. Okay, never mind. Nah, Dondozo was the wrong example, I guess. So, I think Mawile is pretty solid. Now, Metagross, I don't know how to feel about. I love Metagross. One of my favorite Pokemon. Clear Body, really good ability for when you switch in. Mega Evolution. 145. Solid Bulk. Not ideal speed. Now you get Bullet Punch to help you with that Fluttermane issue we were talking about earlier. Fluttermane. Let's do Choice Specs again. Actually, no, let's do Focus Sash, because I think that's better for the Fluttermane player. Mega Metagross. Probably want to run Bullet Punch, and you get... What's the one? The Psychic Fangs? Yes, Psychic Fangs. Huge buff. Psychic Fangs, I believe Heavy Slam is another huge improvement. All of those Oko Fluttermane. And with minimal bulk investment, you survive. But, choice specs. That's the real tell here. Now, let's say you do 100. And then another 100. Okay, yeah, no, that's rough. Wow, that's bad. Wait, no, but you still outspeed an Oko with Bullet Punch, so it does. These calcs do not matter if you can outspeed an Oko. Oh wait, no. Metagross has. Oh wait, yeah, no. It's Tough Claws is all moves that make contact. Let's check Urshifu with the probably Choice Lock. Wow. Close combat, only 2 hit KOs, and Psychic Fangs threatens to Oko with no attack investment. It's pretty good. Incineroar is going to be huge pain for your team. Yeah, that's not good. Do have Body Press, and Body Press coming off of... Ooh, that's kind of diabolical. Okay, that... Incineroar is still an issue, but what about Chi-Yu? Choice Scarf. Yeah, Overheat is gonna eat you alive. Wow. Ugh. I don't even think max bulk saves you from that. It does not. You'd have to run like... Oh, yeah, that does not save you. Wait, hang on. Incineroar, that was with no bulk investment at all. Hold on. Whoa. Okay, so you can threaten to 2-hit Incineroar. I think Chien-Pao is both a good ally to Metagross and a threat to Metagross. You could just bullet punch twice and the thing's dead. I think Metagross is the other top tier. And Rayquaza is interesting. Because most of these Mega Evolutions have been power crept a ton. No doubt. Speed stats of most of them suck. But the big thing holding Mega Rayquaza back in the past is opportunity cost. Right? Opportunity cost is not as applicable anymore. Those are sizable number improvements right there. Not that sizable, though. Big improvement here, Delta Stream. Huge counterplay to Koraidon teams, to Kyogre teams. Helps with your weakness to Chien-Pao. I think this is an improvement over Terra for Rayquaza, because you still get the ability to use like extreme speed. It's just a little bit better now. Icicle Crush, I mean, with enough bulk investment, you can live that. Might not be worth it. So you probably want to run extreme speed, Dragon Ascent, maybe, I don't know, Dragon Claw, and Protect. And keep in mind, Rayquaza still gets to use its item. So throw maybe, I don't know, Choice Band on there. Or murdering things. Max attack. Devastating. Could even throw Clear Amulet on there, right? But this is a restricted Pokemon. So let's check Miraidon. Draco Meteor, going to KO you. And you can't really KO with Extreme Speed. But you would want to use this with, let's say, Chien-Pao. So you would have Sword of Ruin. That's still not great, actually. Oh, wow. That's no bulk. You know what? I'm moving it down to... I think it's niche. But in all fairness, we will check other threats. Koraidon. I think you want to go Clear Amulet on this. And then maybe Swords Dance. Like Wolfie did. Even +2 doesn't... Dude, this thing is washed. That... Dude, Mega Rayquaza's washed. Okay. This is my final tier list. My throat hurts. I'm gonna go. Bye-bye.